so lifts the stars that never ends. You're our guest in the front row. Now it's time to start the show. Branson Webcast Show, interviews with folks you know. Come along and join the fun. In our books, you're number one.
From the live entertainment capital of the world, you're listening to BransonWebcast.com with your hosts, Hamner and Barber.
It's not TV or radio, just one click, download the show. Grab some coffee, take your seat. We've got friends you'd like to meet. Branson Webcast Show, Hamner, Barber, here we go. Laugh along and have some fun. It's a show for everyone.
We're on the World Wide Web at BransonWebcast.com. And now, here are your hosts, Hamner and Barber.
Thank you, Craig Burnett, and welcome back to the webcast, everybody. Dave, who do we got with us? Very special man.
We've got Cliff Braschler, one of the greatest, truly pure Irish tenor voices that's ever been out here in this beautiful city of Branson. They had the Braschler Family Music Show for so many years. Cliff is the patriarch, the leader, the spiritual advisor, everything of this family.
The old man.
The old man. And we love Cliff. He's a great fisherman, too. We're going to talk about a lot of things today, but Cliff, why don't you tell us how the Braschlers got started out here in Branson?
It's a long story, Dave. You know, I was pastor, as you well know, for 28 years and was finishing my ministry in St. James, Missouri. And I had a college-trained young man who was doing my youth and music program, and we got our family together one day and was singing. He said, "You know what?" He said, "I could put together a real music show with your family." And we had a laugh over it. Well, some friends of ours opened the Puppet Palace over on 76 at the next year, and they asked us to come down and do a gospel show on Friday nights. And we thought that'd be kind of fun while we was still pastoring, so we were getting ready to do that. Well, then they had a board of directors that put the kibosh on that. They didn't want to give up a night, but we already had been bit by the bug. My pastorate was into its 8th year at the time and probably had pretty much run its course. We'd built a building and a lot of intensive programming. So we thought that maybe during the off year between this pastorate and the next one, wherever that was going to be, we'd go to Branson and sing for a year. That's been 25 years ago.
Oh, my goodness.
It was a great run. I thought I would have a lot of withdrawal pains from the pulpit ministry, but the opportunity to minister in a lay position in an area such as this and through the music fulfilled every calling that I ever had, and I dearly loved it. It was something that really meant a lot to me, and we were fortunate to make a lot of great friends through those years, and even found a few places along the way we could go fishing.
Yeah, he's a great fisherman. Now, Cliff, you started down at Indian Point. There was a little theater out there at Indian Point.
There was a theater just south of Silver Dollar City, and the original Lowe family had built this theater, and they had performed there with their daughters and sons-in-law for a couple of years, and then they bought property in town, which is now the Jim Stafford Theater, and they had closed down out there and were in the process of putting together a theater in there, and so we leased the building from them on a one-year basis. And we did 1983 fall, and then all of 1984 out on Indian Point. And then next year, we moved into town over on Gretna Road. And then we were there for 11 years.
And you had Terry Sanders as your comedian. Crazy man. Wild man.
Worked with us for 17 years, actually. And,
wow.
He was something else. You know, you never knew what was coming out of his mouth. Kind of like the guy sitting next to me over here.
Yeah, right. You better be careful sitting next to him.
Jim Barber's a wild man, too.
I told my wife, I said, I don't know if I want to sit between these two guys or not. One of them makes you say things you didn't even say, and the other one turns you into things you never thought of.
The magic in the video. Now, Cliff, I remember going by that theater over there in Gretna and seeing it just packed out. You had some great crowds, and your show was one of the premier shows in this town.
Well, there wasn't nearly as much competition in those years. We were about the 10th show, not counting Silver Dollar City and Shepherd of the Hills, in that were performing in town. In those years, everybody performed at night. There were no matinees, no morning shows, and course, we only had one road, so you had to come down 76.
Do you remember how much the tickets were back in those days?
We started out with a $5 ticket.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
Wow.
everybody, I mean, we chose that because everybody else was
Sure.
$5. Presley's, Ballnhours, everybody.
$5 was worth $5 back then.
Yes.
How much were the sodas at that time in the concession stand?
Oh, 25 cents, I believe.
25 cents, yeah.
Popcorn?
Popcorn's the same.
25 cents.
Yeah, wow.
The whole family could come out for $10.
Oh, yes.
Oh, isn't that
Oh,
amazing?
yeah. It was a different day. Of course, you know, as you said, 25 cents is worth a whole lot more then than it is now. It cost us less than 3 cents to make a cup of coffee
Yeah,
at the concession stand, which we sold for a quarter.
yeah. Wow.
You do a great job here.
What, the Hamner Barber Show?
Yes, I enjoy
You're
it.
Well-
one of our biggest supporters.
I
We
saw
love
you guys the opening night, and that.
Wasn't that fun?
Well, you know, I was really impressed with the show. I told my wife when we got home that I thought you get the first show out of the box did very, very well. I remember those opening nights, you know, because you know that all the locals are going to come to the first show, and then that's their idea that they're going to keep the whole year.
They want to come that night to see all the baubles you did.
Well, and there's plenty of those, aren't there?
Oh yeah, we had some transition issues, but yes, it was good. It was good just to have you to come out, and when we introduced you, the whole crowd broke out and started clapping because, like I said, they remember and know the Braschlers.
Your wife Jan is our box office manager.
Oh, she's
been
the
here since the
Captain
doors first
Jan
opened on this
Braschler.
theater, and we love her.
I
and
love her.
Well, she enjoys working here. She loves you guys too.
We're going to try to get her in one day and let her tell us some stories, and I bet you she's got a few on you.
Well,
And,
but they
we
aren't
don't want
true.
you to be here. We don't want you to be here so that she has the freedom to tell
But
those
they
stories.
aren't true, what she tells about me. I'll just put that disclaimer in. to
We'll
start
wait
out.
till you go on a hunting or a fishing trip,
Yeah,
and then we'll
right.
bring her in.
I tell you, Cliff brings home some of the best summer sausage. I don't know where you get that, Cliff.
Well,
It's usually after a hunt.
Country Mart.
But it is wonderful that you bring that and you share that. You're so open, and with your fish, you come and share that with all of us. The one day you walked in there and you had that trout the way you had it smoked, it just was like candy, eating candy that day.
well, it's very nutritious along with it too. I tell the story about my family. I have 4 children, of course, and they're close in age. And when my youngest son was 11 years old, for the 11 years of his life, not one member of the 6 people in my family had had a prescription for any one single thing in 11 consecutive years.
Wow.
But they were raised on wild game and fish. And
Something to be said about that.
well,
It's called organic, isn't that right?
Or Ozark's sushi, I think is what it is.
I'm sure there's something to be said for genetics as well.
Yes.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, that's why they all have a lot of hair on their head.
Oh, you don't want to go into that. Well, anyway.
That reminds me, I have to break in. We were teasing, you know, when you retired, they had a great event here for you at the theater, and
It
all
was
your friends
packed
showed up.
out, sold out.
And Dave and I were out of town, but we made a little video in honor of you.
Did they tell you what I said
No, what did
when
you
you
say?
came on with
no hair.
no hair? I said, and I don't know if I got on the video. I said, well, I'm glad those guys finally got rid of those dumb wigs.
That is a good one. But they could see that on YouTube.com, can't they?
Well, and they're probably going to see it right now.
Hey, Cliff. Dave Hamner here. We just wanted to say congratulations on all the years you've worked here. We love you, man. If you notice, we've shaved our head for you in tribute to you.
Thank you, Cliff, and congratulations. We're going to miss seeing you around here every day, but I'll stop by your Braschlers furniture store and see how you're doing there. Oh, Braschler? Oh, I'm sorry. Braschler Furniture Store. Oh, that's not you? Oh, well, I'm going to keep the haircut because we love it. And we love you.
We just wish you all the best. Catch a few fish for us. Take it easy. Make sure you bring some deer meat back for us. We love you and wish you all the best.
Yeah, and we're sorry we couldn't be there in person tonight. We're actually here in Tunica, Mississippi for a motor coach convention. But I did get that $1 you asked me to bet for you, so we'll do that.
That's right. We know you'll tithe out of that when you get your money back from that also. We love you, man, and God bless you, Cliff. Thank you for all you've done for all of us in this town.
You've been listening to BransonWebcast.com with your hosts Dave Hamner and Jim Barber. Join us next time for more interviews, music, and fun from Branson, Missouri.
Y'all come back and hear you liked our little tune. Next time on the internet, we'll have new friends you haven't met. Branson Webcast Show, spread the word to all you know. On the web and having fun, it's the show for everyone.
This is your announcer, Craig Burnett, saying thanks for joining us and come back real soon for more fun at BransonWebcast.com.